Death. It's the one certainty of life, yet the very thing we resist thinking about. Why do we fear death so much? Is it just survival instinct, or something deeper, psychological, philosophical, even spiritual? Today we'll explore the psychology of mortality, why we fear death, how different cultures approach it, and what philosophy and science can teach us about making peace with our own impermanence. At the most basic level, our fear of death is wired into us. Psychologists call this the survival instinct. Millions of years of evolution have trained us to avoid danger and cling to life. When we face the thought of death, our brain reacts with the same stress response as it would to a predator. It's not irrational, it's biology. But survival instinct alone doesn't explain the existential anxiety we feel in quiet moments, lying awake at night, imagining the void. Much of our fear comes from the unknown. No one truly knows what happens after death. Will it be eternal nothingness, a continuation in another form, or something beyond comprehension? Humans hate uncertainty. We crave control and predictability. Death strips all of that away. It reminds us that we are not in charge. Psychologist Irvin Yalom calls this the existential givens: freedom, isolation, meaning, and mortality. Death challenges all of them. Philosophers like Freud and Ernest Becker argue that death threatens our ego, our sense of self. The ego whispers, "I am important. I matter. I will go on." Death says, "You will end." Becker's famous book, The Denial of Death, explains how much of human culture, art, religion, politics, is really a defense mechanism against mortality. We create legacies, we build monuments, we chase fame, all to outsmart death. But deep down, the fear remains. Different cultures deal with death in different ways. In Hinduism and Buddhism, death is not an end, but a transition, a cycle of rebirth. Ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius said, "Death is natural, like birth. Don't fear it." In Mexico's Day of the Dead, people celebrate death with colors, music, and remembrance. In the West, however, death is often hidden, locked away in hospitals and funeral homes, rarely spoken of. The stories we tell ourselves about death shape how much we fear it. Modern research has a name for this: terror management theory. It says that when humans are reminded of death, even subconsciously, we cling harder to our beliefs, our identity, and our tribe. That's why political and religious extremism can rise during times of war, pandemic, or disaster. Fear of death doesn't just live in our private thoughts, it shapes entire societies. When people describe what they fear about death, it's rarely just non-existence. Some fear the pain of dying, others fear separation from loved ones, and for many, it's the fear of an unlived life, dying before truly fulfilling their purpose. Psychologists say that confronting death anxiety often makes people ask, "Am I living the life I want?" Philosophy doesn't remove fear, but it gives us tools. Stoicism teaches us to meditate on death daily, not to be morbid, but to live more fully. Epicurus said, "When death is, we are not, and when we are, death is not. So why fear what we never experience?" The Bhagavad Gita reminds us, the soul is eternal, death is merely a change of form. Each perspective shifts fear into wisdom. So why do we fear death? Because it threatens our biology, our ego, our sense of control, and our meaning. But when we accept death, not deny it, not run from it, something beautiful happens. We stop wasting life. We love deeper. We take risks. We forgive more easily. We live with urgency. As philosopher Heidegger said, to be aware of death is to be fully alive. So maybe the true answer is this. We don't conquer the fear of death. We let it guide us into living. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more wisdom.